Blood drips in silence, a knife glints in the shadows. A voice whispers, "Justice isn't blind, it's watching." The camera cuts through flashes of screams, a police siren in the distance, and Dexter's cold stare. The finale is coming. And in Dexter's world, justice will demand blood. The night is restless, heavy with secrets. Every step echoes like a warning. Every shadow hides a choice that cannot be undone. Dexter stands at the center of it all, caught between the life he built and the monster he can never escape. For so long, he has lived by a code, a rule book, for survival that kept his darkness in check. But rules were meant to be tested, and in the season finale, every line he has drawn begins to blur. The story pushes us into a storm of consequences. Every action Dexter has taken is circling back, pressing down with the weight of justice. Friends become suspicious. Enemies grow bolder. The walls are closing in. We hear the ticking of a clock, louder and louder, reminding us that time has run out. In this final chapter, Dexter must face not just the law, not just his enemies, but himself. His past crimes whisper in his ear like ghosts, and there is no running away from the blood he has spilled. Tension rises with every cut of the screen. The police are circling closer, following threads of evidence Dexter thought were long buried. A single mistake, a single slip, and his mask begins to crack. His son, his allies, even those who trusted him the most, are left wondering, who is Dexter really? The man who seeks justice, or the monster hiding behind it? The finale takes us through moments of unbearable suspense. Sirens wail in the background, lights flash red and blue across the night sky, and Dexter prepares his table one last time. But this time, it isn't just about a victim, it's about survival. Every move is dangerous, every second counts. In the quiet before the storm, we see Dexter reflect, not as a predator, but as a man at the edge of justice. The questions burn like fire. Will he be caught? Will he escape? Or will justice finally catch up to him? As the music builds, we see the fragments of a life breaking apart. His dark passenger demands one more kill. His conscience whispers for redemption. And standing between them is Dexter, torn, desperate, and ready for the choice that will change everything. The season finale promises more than answers. It promises an ending that will cut deeper than ever before. One last chance, one shocking truth. One justice that cannot be denied. Asterisk, the storm does not wait. It crashes into Dexter's life with no warning, no mercy. The finale tightens its grip as the hunt for truth deepens. Every glance from the detectives feels sharper. Every question sounds like an accusation. The once calm mask Dexter wore so carefully now trembles at the edges, and for the first time in a long time, fear flickers in his eyes. Not fear of death, but fear of exposure. Fear that his carefully crafted world will collapse, and everyone he loves will see the monster underneath. The city itself feels alive, breathing down his neck. Dark alleys echo with whispers of suspicion. In the glow of neon lights, shadows stretch long and heavy, like predators waiting to strike. Dexter moves through this landscape as both hunter and hunted, each step heavier than the last. The narration carries his struggle. You can silence a victim, but you cannot silence the truth. That truth stalks him now, with every siren, every bloodstain, every doubt in the eyes of those closest to him. Meanwhile, other characters find themselves drawn into the storm. Allies who once stood by him begin to question. A best friend turned investigator digs deeper, their loyalty pulled apart by a dangerous curiosity. Each clue uncovered is a thread pulling them closer to the truth Dexter has buried for years. And still, Dexter plays the part of protector, trying to shield them even as his secrets place them in the line of fire. The irony burns his greatest act of love may end up being his greatest betrayal. The montage quickens. A suspect is interrogated. Fists slam onto tables, voices rise in anger. Somewhere in the chaos, a phone rings, and the words spoken cut like knives. Betrayal is no longer a possibility, it is a certainty. The question is, who will betray first? Will it be an enemy who has always wanted to see him fall, or an ally who can no longer bear the lies? In these final moments, Dexter prepares. Not just his tools, not just his kill room, but his mind. He sharpens his resolve like a blade. He rehearses the lies he must tell, the truths he must hide. He stands before the mirror, searching for the man beneath the monster, and finds only a reflection split in two. The weight of his choices presses down, reminding us that this finale is not about victory, it is about judgment. The screen flickers between silence and chaos. A child's voice asks a question that cannot be answered. A police siren grows louder, closer. A door creaks open in the dead of night. Each sound adds to the rhythm of suspense, pulling the audience deeper into the abyss with Dexter. The tension is unbearable, and yet it is irresistible. This is not just another night for Dexter Morgan. This is the night that will define him forever. As Section 2 closes, the music swells into a pounding rhythm. We see a figure standing in the shadows. Faceless, waiting. Dexter grips his knife tighter, but his hand shakes not from hesitation, but from the realization that, for the first time, he may not control the ending. Justice is coming, and it may not arrive the way he imagined. The curtain of silence lifts, and chaos steps forward. Section 3 dives into the heart of the storm, the collision of truth and deception. Dexter is no longer just a shadow among the innocent. He is the target of every suspicion, every whispered conversation behind closed doors. The finale sharpens into a blade, cutting away the last illusions he clings to. The air itself feels heavy, like the world knows something terrible is about to break. Every moment carries the weight of finality. The camera lingers on Dexter's eyes, cold, calculating, but also weary. For years, he has mastered the art of pretending, of blending in, of moving undetected through the fragile structure of normal life, but now the mask slips. A bead of sweat rolls down his face, a small tremor betrays his steady hand, and the hunter begins to look more like prey. The walls close in, interrogation rooms glow with harsh light. Detectives pore over evidence, piecing together the puzzle Dexter thought he had scattered. A drop of blood, a misplaced word, a timeline that doesn't add up. It all begins to speak louder than Dexter's carefully constructed lies. The tension in these rooms is suffocating. A glance exchanged between officers, a notebook slammed shut, a single sentence, something doesn't fit. And in that sentence lies the unraveling of Dexter Morgan. Yet it is not just the police circling him. Personal ties strain under the weight of unspoken truths. A friend turned confidant suddenly remembers moments that now seem suspicious. A family member, once blind with love, begins to ask the questions they should have asked long ago. The finale forces these characters into dangerous crossroads. Do they protect the man they thought they knew, or face the monster standing before them? The answer is not simple, and that complexity adds to the suspense. The narrative surges forward with rapid-fire scenes. A door is kicked open, a phone buzzes in the middle of the night. Dexter drives through empty streets, headlights cutting through the darkness as his inner voice whispers warnings he cannot ignore. His dark passenger, usually calm and commanding, is restless, agitated by the fear of being cornered. For the first time, even the darkness inside him doubts his ability to escape. The kill table is shown in pieces. Plastic sheets rolled out, knives lined up with precision, duct tape stretched tight. But this time, the preparation feels different. It's not just about control, it's about desperation. The room doesn't look like a sanctuary for Dexter anymore. It looks like a trap waiting to snap shut, a symbol of the cycle he cannot escape. The imagery is chilling. A man who has always dictated the ending now stands in a room that might dictate his own as the episode pushes toward climax. Betrayal strikes. Not in an explosion of violence, but in a whisper, in a revelation dropped, like poison into the bloodstream of trust. A character we believe to be loyal makes a move that shifts the game entirely. Their choice doesn't just threaten Dexter, it rewrites the path of justice. The audience is left gasping, questioning everything they thought they knew about alliances. The pacing accelerates. Shots fire in the distance. Police radios crackle. Footsteps race down hallways. And through it all, Dexter moves like a man trapped between two lives, the predator who cannot stop and the father, friend, or brother who still longs for redemption. The question grows louder. Can he be both? Or must one side finally destroy the other? The screen fades to near black. A heartbeat echoes. Dexter's voice cuts through the darkness. Justice. It always finds its way. And as the sound fades, the audience knows the final confrontation is moments away. Asterisk, the storm finally breaks. Section 4 pulls us into the heart of the finale, where every secret bleeds into the open. No more hiding, no more pretending. The screen opens on darkness. Then the faint echo of a heartbeat. Dexter stands still, his knife in hand, yet for once he does not look like the predator. He looks like the man cornered by his own fate. The tension stretches like wire about to snap. Police lights paint the streets red and blue, sirens wail, and the sound grows closer with every second. Inside the warehouse, Dexter's final stage, the atmosphere is suffocating. Plastic sheets glisten under dim light. Tools lie neatly arranged, but they no longer feel like instruments of order. They feel like evidence waiting to testify against him. For years, this room was his temple of control, but tonight it has become his cage. Footsteps echo outside. A voice calls his name. It's not just an officer, it's someone who once trusted him, someone whose loyalty cracked under the weight of suspicion. Their tone is sharp, demanding, but there's pain in it too. Every word feels like a dagger. I should have known. It was always you. Dexter's inner voice responds, calm yet trembling. They were monsters. They deserved it. I was saving the world from them. But the silence that follows makes it clear no one believes him anymore. Justice isn't about who deserved what. Justice is about the truth. And that truth stands before him, ready to drag him into the light. The camera cuts rapidly between moments, a hand tightening on a gun. Dexter wrapping his fingers around the blade. A phone vibrating with one final message. It's over. A child's photo in Dexter's wallet, reminding him of the fragile innocence he may never protect again. The confrontation erupts. Shouts echo, weapons rise, and Dexter moves with the precision of a man who knows this is his last dance. Every step, every strike, every desperate choice feels heavier than anything he has faced before. The scene does not play like triumph, it plays like tragedy. The predator is fighting not for dominance but for survival, for one last chance to choose his own ending. Blood spills not in celebration, but in sacrifice. A friend becomes an enemy. An enemy reveals a hidden truth that changes everything. Betrayal cuts deeper than any blade. The shock is not in the violence, but in the realization that justice was never going to be what Dexter imagined. It is messier, crueler, and far more personal. The climax pushes into silence. A scream is cut. Short, a gunshot echoes into the night. The camera lingers on Dexter's face, half in shadow, half in light. His eyes reveal the weight of a man who finally understands he cannot escape the reckoning. Whether by law, by betrayal, or by fate itself, justice has found him. And then the shocking ending. A door bursts open, light floods the room, and the world sees Dexter Morgan for who he truly is. Gasps echo, faces freeze in horror, and the truth is undeniable. The monster has been unmasked, but the finale refuses to end cleanly. Instead, it leaves us shattered with a question. Is this truly the end of Dexter, or the beginning of something darker? The final shot is not of a body, not of an arrest, but of a single bloodstain on the floor, seeping into the cracks as if his legacy cannot be washed away. The screen cuts to black. Text fades in. Dexter, Resurrection, Season Finale, Episode 10, and Justice for All. Then silence. Just silence.